Welcome guys. So we've got another video today. We're going to be talking about 3 key points to systemize your rent-to-rent service accommodation management company. So if you've got an Airbnb business, if you've got your properties on booking.com, Expedia, the rest of them, 3 key points. We're going to cover how to help you systemize these things here so we can start to build, scale, and start to build in and make more revenue. So feel free to say hello, guys. I'm on a few different platforms. Hi, everyone on Instagram. Make sure you drop a like, comment if this brings you value. If you're in the rent-to-rent game, if you're building your own Airbnb business, this is going to help you massively. Whether you're a starter or intermediate or someone who's advanced in this, I'm sure you'll take value from it. So point number one, guys, is to have a channel manager, utilizing the channel manager for your properties. So who knows what a channel manager is? First of all, comment below. You know, I remember when we started out at On Point and we started managing our own properties in Nottingham and then in Derby. I remember that we wasn't using a channel manager and the nightmare it was. I remember doing it ourselves, where we would be on booking.com, would be on Airbnb, would be on Expedia, but would be manually changing everything on each platform. So we heard about a channel manager. We understood what it was in essence, but because of costs and all that kind of stuff, we thought, let's just do it ourselves. Let's not utilize a channel manager yet, and maybe we'll look to use one further down the line. But the problem with that was we was just creating so much more work for ourselves, and we wasn't being efficient at all. And in comparison to the cost of a channel manager per property, it was a stupid mistake for us to not do it sooner. So a channel manager, guys, is basically a platform, a PMS. It's a property management system where you can list the properties onto the channel manager, and then it will distribute rates, it will distribute availability, etc., to each individual platform. So everything goes through the channel manager, and then it avoids things like getting double booked. So without a channel manager, again, doing it manually, nightmare. If you get a booking on Airbnb, you've then got to manually block off the dates that have been booked on Airbnb on booking.com and Expedia. And you can imagine as you build up, it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. So if you haven't got one, I'd recommend it personally straight away from the get-go. A lot of people talk about they'll implement it maybe after 2 or 3 properties. And we did that. We was in that position. And as I look back on it and as we help others, no, don't do it. Don't create yourself the extra workload, the unnecessary workload, because for the price of a channel manager, it just is a no-brainer. So look into the channel managers out there. I'm not paid by none myself, so I'm not going to give you any here that we have, but we use one, really like it. If you want to know more about that, then send me a message, but I'm not going to promote it right now. But yeah, channel managers are massive. So who else benefits from a channel manager? Let us know if you use one. If you're thinking about using one, I highly recommend it. It's going to help systemizing your business as per the video. Point number 2, guys. Point number 2 to help systemize your management business, to make it more productive, is by having something that we use, which is a dynamic pricing tool. So, hey, Lindsay, hope you're well. So a dynamic pricing tool is another one of those systems that are game changer. So I remember, again, you know, before we was using the dynamic pricing tool, every single week or every other day, really, at the beginning, me and Reese would go onto Airbnb and then we would manually change the rates based on the day, based on the availability, based on whether we was getting lots of bookings or not. And we'll change the platform pricing accordingly. And again, we'd have to do that on each platform, booking.com, Expedia, the rest of them. And this again is why, as point number 1, channel manager, having a channel manager is fantastic, because it helps you to do that as well. But yeah, we would not utilize dynamic pricing. We'd do it all manual. And again, time efficiency was absolutely awful. And it was just not productive at all. So get yourselves a dynamic pricing tool. Who uses one at the moment? We use one, and it's been really, really good, because these kind of tools, they're much smarter than we are. As much as we want to think like we know everything, it's also great to utilize and outsource and have tools and people, teams in place who are better than us. And of course, you pay for the service as well. But utilize dynamic pricing tools. Who uses one? Let us know in the comments below. So these guys are, in itself, I'm just brushing over them, but these things in themselves are massive points that can help you systemize your business and really help you with scaling. Because when you get these unlocked, you can build. Don't think about scaling and building when you're doing all these things yourself. It's not productive and it's not going to work. So you need to make sure you have the right systems, especially if you want to take this stuff seriously. Hopefully my signal's good. I'm seeing a 1 bar, but we'll carry on. Let me know if it is cutting out. Point number 3, guys, and final point of this video is to have a system in place to then get reoccurring bookings. So what we'll say, and what you'll hear a lot of management companies talk about, is not necessarily hoping for the OTAs to come through, but relying on the OTAs is one thing. But getting the reoccurring bookings and having a system in place to be able to target your previous guests is a whole nother system that must be utilized. So you want to make sure that you have a system in place to get reoccurring bookings. Now, even if only 5% of those previous guests that stay with you at one of your apartments convert, it's still 5% that you didn't have before. So you might want to use email campaigns. You need to do things correct for GDPR, of course. You need to make sure that they're prompting and opting in the guests into your marketing services. And a lot of people do say no. But again, we're not talking about massive numbers. It's the difference that makes the difference. So by having those systems in place to get reoccurring bookings, getting your people in your pipeline, your guests in the pipeline to then come back again and convert OTA bookings to direct bookings, that is the main goal, and it takes time. It's a work in progress, and you've got to be on the ball constantly. But if you can have that into your system, have a reoccurring system into your operation of management, along with the other points, then it's going to help massively when it comes to scaling and ultimately making more money for you guys. So I hope that's been valuable. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. But I'll run through again the overview of what this is, because we're talking about on this video 3 points to systemize your business, your management business, your serviced accommodation business. If you're getting started in management and you're trying to learn the ropes, you want to build your own cash flow, these tools are really, really going to help you. We've been utilizing these tools for just over 2 years. We've been in the business for 3 years, but we was doing it all ourselves manually for the first year, and it definitely taken its toll. We had to make the changes, and we did, because without the tools and without the changes, without being innovative, without dropping the ego and thinking we know it all, you get stuck. And we felt that, so we had to make sure that we implemented systems, put them in place, and we did. And then we got through COVID and the rest of it. This stuff works if you're willing to put in the work and invest in yourself and in your business. We know firsthand that this stuff works. Yes, it's tough. Nothing's guaranteed, but isn't anything like that, right? Life's not guaranteed. Make sure you get cracking on with your goals. If you want to build a management business, what is stopping you? It's usually yourself and your own mindset. It's usually yourself holding yourself back through fear of judgment, fear of incapability to do the job. But that's why you get around the right people. You utilize people who are steps ahead of you. There's no excuse. I don't want to hear nothing. And yes, I can talk about this stuff because we've had to do this through COVID. I quit my job, Reese quit his job 1 month before lockdown hit to do this full time. We know what it feels like. This is why I can come on here and talk with full confidence, because we've lived this. We take this stuff very, very seriously. And it's ultimately a very proud thing to be able to do it. And anything can happen tomorrow. The business could fail tomorrow. But we don't think like that. We live for today. We live in the present. We keep grafting on and we keep putting in the work. So a bit of a rant there. Apologies, but I hope it's brought you value to you and your day. I'll cover the 3 points, guys. So point number 1 to systemize your business. I've got the phone up here as well on Instagram. Is to have a channel manager in place. Efficiency is key. You want to scale up. Make sure you use one. Don't wait. Point number 2 is to use a dynamic pricing tool. And point number 3 is to have a system in place to make sure that you can get reoccurring bookings. So I hope that's been valuable, guys. Make sure you comment below if it has. This changed the game for us, and it continues to do so. So thank you to everyone who has listened. Thank you to all of our clients. Thank you for everyone who trusts in us. Thank you for the people, all of our mentees that have trusted in us. Make sure you keep showing up. Consistency is key. Get it done. Reach out if you need any help. Join the group. I'll put it in the comments below for our free Facebook group. We do lives every day. We've actually got one at 5 o'clock today. We're going to be covering some really good aspects about rent to rent. So yeah, make sure you tune into that, and I'll see you in the next video.